Hello, my name is Ken Golding, and my presentation today is on Taika Waititi for his roles like Korg, Hitler, and Blackbeard. Taika Waititi was born in New Zealand in 1975. He's a Maori and Jewish man. He went to the Victoria University of Wellington for theater, where he also was in a comedy club with various other comedians. He released his first film that he acted in, Scarflies, in 2000, and he's a director as well as an actor and sometimes also a producer. He's directed and acted in a lot of things like What We Do in the Shadows, Thor Ragnarok, Jojo Rabbit, and Our Flag Means Death. Taika Waititi uses a lot of acting techniques. I have provided a video that I based all my research on where he talks about his own process for building characters in prominent roles that he's been in, one of which is observation. This he used for his character of Korg. He bases a character off of people that he knows in real life and stereotypes that he's seen. Korg he based off of various Maori bouncers that he's seen, just big guys with very soft voices, where he kind of built a character around it and he modeled his voice after them, as well as his accent and modified it, as well as his physicality. He also uses Jungian archetypes. Taika Waititi is not a huge fan of research for historical characters that he plays like Hitler and Blackbeard, so he doesn't do a whole lot of background research. He instead bases them off of archetypes that he wants the character to be based around. So, for example, for Hitler, he based them around the jester archetype. Because in the movie Jojo Rabbit, he's not playing actual Hitler, he's playing a boy's imagination of Hitler. And he didn't want to do research on Hitler because he didn't want Hitler to be the historical Hitler, if that makes sense. Taika Waititi also uses a lot of improv within his acting to build characters. Instead of doing a lot of research and a lot of background info searching, he's going to instead riff off of characters, embody them, and just kind of play around with what works and what doesn't until a fully fledged character is kind of formed. And he has an idea of what kind of person this character is. He does this with a lot of his characters like Viago in What We Do in the Shadows, as well as Blackbeard in Our Flag Means Death. He has a lot of unusual preparation. He talks about this in the video listed in the last slide. For Jojo Rabbit, he did, again, little to no research about Hitler because he wanted to humiliate his legacy and mock him. He thought about buying books and his biography, but instead he decided to go in a different direction and instead completely misrepresent him in a way that the audience would understand was a misrepresentation of who Hitler fully was. For Our Flag Means Death, he Googled the word Blackbeard, and then when he saw that little to no info about his life was available, he ended his research there. He briefly saw that Blackbeard had a different accent than he does and thought about trying to do accent work, but then he gave up and he just decided to do his own accent, and he created a character off of improv scenes he did with his co-star Rhys Darby. And What We Do in the Shadows, him and Jermaine Clements built the script over the course of a couple years, and the movie ended up being mostly improv anyways. It was long scenes full of dialogue that wasn't ever meant to be in the movie, but ultimately created a better movie for what they had written. And these are my works cited. Thank you.